Home of the Summer Games, KJAC, your NBC. First in HD, 12 News at 6:30 starts now.
The man accused of shooting and wounding Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords, 13 others, and killing 6 people changes his plea in court today. What that means for the punishment he will receive for his crime. An undercover sting has led to the arrest of 3 women in VIDOR. What stores the 3 suspects were found selling alcohol to minors in. But first, the execution of a Beaumont man will make history tonight. Good evening and welcome to 12 News HD. I'm Mary Sturgill. Greg Picasso has the night off. We just got off the phone with the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to confirm the execution has begun but is not complete for 54-year-old Marvin Wilson, who will be the prisoner with the lowest IQ ever put to death. Wilson was convicted of murdering 21-year-old Jerry Williams in November of 1992, just days after police seized cocaine from Wilson's apartment. Witnesses testified that Wilson believed Williams had told police about the drugs. Wilson's attorneys had asked the U.S. Supreme Court to declare him unqualified for the death penalty because his IQ of 61 was well below the threshold of 70 necessary for capital punishment. The Supreme Court late this afternoon denied that request. We want to know what you think. Our web poll question asked, should a mentally challenged person be exempt from the death penalty? Here are the final results. The majority of you, 84%, say no. Mentally challenged people should not be exempt from the death penalty. The rest, 16%, say that they should. Thank you for joining the conversation and voting at 12newsnow.com. Jared Lee Loeffner, the gunman in the Tucson, Arizona shooting spree last year, pleaded guilty in court today after a judge found him to be competent. As Jay Gray finds, the plea means Loeffner will serve life in prison without parole and not face the death penalty. Many of the survivors, including Gabrielle Giffords, according to a written statement from her husband, agree with the plea deal and say they hope it helps them and the community as they continue their recovery. Testimony began this morning in a federal civil rights trial against 2 former Jefferson County jailers. John Franklin is suing Dwayne Johnson and Brian Doyle, accusing the 2 former jailers of violating his 14th Amendment rights. Franklin says jailhouse video shows Johnson and Doyle repeatedly punching and tasering him 22 times in 30 minutes as he was tied down to a gurney. The defense claims the jailers used that force because Franklin was on a methamphetamine binge and it was needed to restrain him before being transported to the hospital. A daycare owner says she was blown away when she opened her water bill last Friday to find she was charged nearly $100,000. Michelle Barnett immediately jumped on the phone with the Port Arthur Water Department and was told she would be issued a new bill, but wasn't given any explanation. Barnett says the daycare center has been closed for the past 2 months for a remodel, but the bill claims they used 9 million gallons of water in just a month.
And what little water we would have used would have just been for cleaning during the renovations, and quite shocked to see a number that large on my bill.
Okay, they said they would reissue a new bill.
After 12 News HD called the Director of Finance in the Water Billing Department, Barnett was told this was simply a case of human error where 3 different people saw the numbers but didn't catch the mistake. We're told Barnett should get the corrected bill in the mail in about 4 days, but if you ever receive a strange bill from any department, you should call your provider immediately. VIDOR police have arrested 2 adults and 1 minor for selling alcohol beverages to a minor. Police say they arrested the juvenile along with 44-year-old Brenda Dreggers Janice and 25-year-old Chelsea Renee Abercrombie in an undercover sting with the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission on Friday, August 3rd. Now, in that sting, a minor was able to purchase alcohol at the Brookshire Brothers on North Main, the Texaco Station on North Main, and Johnny's Package Store on South Main in VIDOR. Janice and Abercrombie were booked into the Orange County Jail with a bond set at $500 each. Well, it's hot and humid, but we could also add wet in there for this rest of this week.
Yeah, the 7-day forecast, it's back and forth as far as rain chances. All depends on if we can get an upper air disturbance coming in. Our rain chances for the rest of this week into the weekend and beyond in just a few minutes.
All right, looking forward to it.
Alrighty.
Thanks, Patrick. In your election news, in the race for the White House, Mitt Romney accused President Obama of rolling back welfare reform to reduce the requirement that recipients work. The White House called the charge outrageous. The White House sounds particularly angry about this one, saying Republican governors urged the change, but the Republican candidate is objecting. In 1996, Bill Clinton and both parties agreed to add a work requirement. Now the Obama administration is giving states the flexibility on welfare they demand and giving Romney an issue for a new ad. But the White House says the Obama plan requires governors to move 20% more welfare recipients to work.
This administration's policy will strengthen the program by giving states the opportunity to employ more effective ways to help people get off welfare and into a job.
Obama is leading the polls in 10 of 11 swing states, so he heads soon to 3 big ones, Virginia, Florida, and Ohio. Experts say that's one reason Romney is taking on the new issue of welfare. All right, thank you, Patrick. Some residents in Lubbock are upset about the prospect of fracking coming into their city, and they're taking it to the city council on Thursday. Fracking is a way of drilling into the ground to bring out oil and other natural resources. Some people in Lubbock are concerned with what it will do to the environment and to their water supply. The man who started the petition says the citizens of the city of Lubbock had no say in the city leasing to the frackers, and that's why he started the petition. Residents will take this up with the city at Thursday night's meeting. 1 week from today, Beaumont City Council members will vote on its budget, and among the items for consideration, the Beaumont ISD Crossing Guard program. City Manager Kyle Hayes today advised the city to continue running the program should council members vote to keep splitting the program cost with BISD. The school district is requesting about $90,000 from the city this year. Hayes says the city would be able to better manage the cost of the program if it continued running it. The city and district have split the cost of having crossing guards outside schools since the beginning of the program back in 1995. Coming up on 12 News HD, competition is heating up in the 2012 Olympics. What events you can catch tonight on KJAC, your NBC. Primetime coverage of the Olympic Games tonight on NBC. Team USA is back in action in London. In gymnastics, individual event medals are up for grabs. All-around champ Gabby Douglas looks for a steady performance on the balance beam. Jordan Weber goes for gold in the floor exercise. And Allie Raceman competes in both events, looking to add to her medal collection. On the track, it's the women's 100-meter hurdles. Kelly Wells, Dawn Harper, and Lolo Jones will all represent Team USA in one of the most highly anticipated events of the Olympics. And here's an updated check of the medal count. China has its lead with a total of 73 medals. Team USA falls in second with a total of 70, with 30 gold, 19 silver, and 21 bronze. And Great Britain has scooted in line with Russia, tied for third in the medal count at 48. Watch full coverage tonight right here on KJAC, your NBC, starting at 7.
Then on Sunday, here comes another strong upper air disturbance. So we'll give it a 50% coverage, and then we're back down to a 20 to 30% next Monday and Tuesday. So it's up and down, up and down.
Which means we could have a lot of standing water around and puddles.
Not
and
good for the mosquito problem.
Not good, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, for the third time in less than 2 months, the Jefferson County Mosquito Control says a group of mosquitoes has tested positive for the West Nile virus. Mosquitoes tested were found in the South Park area of Beaumont near Clark Avenue and Sack Street. Kevin Sexton, Director of Mosquito Control, says the area will be treated tonight with aerial spraying as well as on the ground. There have been no reports of human cases here in Southeast Texas. See that one-handed catch with a ball boy? You don't see that every day at a tennis match. Usually they wait till it lands and then it runs, and then they run after it.
Baseball guys need to catch up with him.
Maybe he should start a new sport. Put a glove on that thing and snag some baseballs.
There you go.
All right, thanks, Brianna.
Thanks.
We're not finished yet. After the break on 12 News in High Definition, how one airline is working to better serve you, offering door-to-door service. But it's not what you think.
To the low to mid 90s and a 30% coverage.
All right, keep the umbrellas handy. Thanks, Patrick. Take a look at this. American Airlines says, leave your baggage on the carousel. We'll deliver it to you. Starting this week, American Airlines travelers can skip the luggage carousel and pay, of course, to have their bags delivered to their office, home, or another destination of your choice. Sure. The service can be purchased when booking your trip or up to 2 hours before your flight. Now, if the destination for your luggage is 40 miles or less from the airport, American says it should arrive there within 4 hours. The cost? $29.95 to $49.95, depending on the amount of luggage you want to have delivered.
Excuse me why I'm not real skeptical about this.
You're not going to be using that service? I don't think he is. Thanks for joining us tonight. Be sure to join Jackie, Kevin, Patrick, and Ashley for 12 News HD at 10 on KVMT on ABC. Have a great night.